Hello everybody, hope that you're good. That's an interesting start of the week. I mean, we were expecting a Monday's false move, but this is something else. I mean, we were expecting 62,500 and we've actually dropped to 61,000. That's a big difference. We've gone from this 4-hour time frame liquidity pool that it was basically here, okay? That level there, you can see 62,500. It also matched with the liquidation heat map in the 1 month time frame. We could see a cluster of liquidations there. If you read the Bitcoin Sunday update last night on X, we've actually continued dropping right now during this, at the start of the London session, the European session, and we've actually dropped to the range lows. Now, in the range lows, it's true that we should find some strong support, because if you notice here, hang on, why is that purple? Let me change that to white, like that, so you can see better. You can see there, also in this area, So why not? Maybe we find support here too, all right? We've had a very fast drop in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Imagine how the market is right now. Like, I imagine that anybody holding a short position is very comfortable and probably calling for lower prices. That's why we want to go in a moment into high block capital. We want to check the liquidation levels. But that's why yesterday I was calling the possibility of a short squeeze during this week, with the possibility, again, of a Monday's false move to the downside first. So I imagine that there are many traders in shorts that feel comfortable. And on the other hand, there are a bunch of traders that want to open longs, but they are too scared or they don't see it clear to click the buy button. So when we have that type of environment in the retail trader, a lot of shorts, feeling comfortable and quite euphoric about it, and then you have another group of traders that want to open long, but they are too scared because the market keeps moving down, that's when you usually see a short squeeze. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen. All I'm saying is that it's possible and it's likely that it does. So it's something we have to get prepared for, because short squeezes or long squeezes are impulsive moves that, well, it's basically a very fast move that leaves everybody behind. So if you are in a position at a profit, then you can see it wiping out or fading away those profits very quickly, okay, and even turning into losses. So it's something definitely to keep an eye for, because when they happen very aggressively. So anytime that I see a possibility of a short squeeze, I like to call it, because I think it's something worth to keep an eye on. Okay, so right now range lows, Monday's false move. Look at the speed of this move. Okay, you can see that it's been very violent. This is from Sunday night. Okay, all of this drop, it's been maybe like a 10% drop, no, 8% drop perhaps, 5% drop. I've got a bit too excited there. 5% drop in how many hours is this? Literally in 12-16 hours. That is very fast, okay? That's a very fast drop at the start of the week. And if there is something common across the false moves, especially at the start of the week, is that they are very quick. So judging by the speed of this move to the downside here, of this drop here, then yes, it's very likely that that's a false move, basically, okay? Of course, we're going to have some invalidations. Those invalidations are going to be very clear. What are the range lows? So if we start to see Bitcoin losing the range lows or even consolidating below them, that's going to tell us that it's likely that we see continuation to the downside, okay? And that short squeeze would be invalidated. But given the chart right now, for what I see right now, it's more likely that we see some kind of a short squeeze. And a short squeeze, don't get me wrong, a short squeeze is not this, okay? That is not a short squeeze, because that will be another a wave, a leg up, different, okay? A short squeeze is something like this, kind of like a V-shape, or yeah, like a V-shape structure, if you want to call it like that, okay? So we want to go now into high block capital. We want to see what levels are interesting as a target for that short squeeze. We want to check the liquidation levels. So something that I also want to mention is that, to me, the way that I'm trading this is basically I'm looking for longs rather than shorts, okay? When price has been dropping like this and I see the possibility of a short squeeze, I don't want to open more shorts. So all that I'm looking now is to open longs. When do I think it's, again, not financial advice, when do I think it's a good moment for me to open a long? Well, basically, if we go into the New York session, that's in 4 hours from here. Well, from I upload the videos be maybe 3 hours or 2 hours and a half. If we hold above the range lows, that is telling me that, yes, there might be intentions to hold the range lows and do the short squeeze here, okay? And that probably would take you to 64K, something like that. But let's go to liquidation levels, equals to high block capital, and we're gonna be able to see the targets there more clear. First of all, liquidation heat maps. Let's have a look at this. Well, in the 7 days time frame, I don't really see anything interesting here. Nah, nothing interesting. Let's check the 1 month time frame. This is going to be interesting because this is a chart that I posted yesterday in the Bitcoin Sunday update. And you can see how here we had a cluster of liquidations at 62,500. Now it's true that we swept those lows all the way to 61,000. And now, could we drop lower? I mean, I don't really see more liquidity down here, okay? At least for now. So, I think that the range lows are more likely to hold, at least in the short term. That's what I think. Okay, and in the 3 months time frame, this is also quite an interesting chart because it basically gives us 2 targets, one to the upside, one to the downside. Come on, you can see this very clear. Target to the downside, 55,800. Target to the upside, 73,200, okay? So the question is, what is going to happen first, okay? And to me, that question gets answered by whether if we're going to be able to hold the range lows or not. Because obviously, if we don't hold the range lows, then yes, continuation to the downside, 55,800 is next. But as long as we hold the range lows and we're in this sideways move, in this range, it's like a sideways move after an impulsive move up, then it's true that it could be some accumulation or consolidation before the next move up. So that could take us to 73,000, okay? So as of right now, as long as we hold inside, well, above the range lows, no fear. I have no fear for 56,000, okay? Once or if we drop below the range lows, then of course, that's on a signal that the next target is here, all right? And now, if we go into the liquidation levels, I'm trying to be as fast as possible to not make the video too long, because I'm remaking it because I filmed it, but unfortunately I didn't have audio in it, so I'm doing it again, but no problem. These are the liquidation levels, and wow, it's a little bit more interesting now. I can see more spikes, but first of all, the delta. What is the delta telling us? The delta is telling us that there is, let me check, $16 billion worth of short liquidations. Of course, take this amount with a pinch of salt. You see me using the max liquidity settings, so these numbers are not correct, but I'm using them because I'm used to them, because I've been using them for years. So I know when this is high, when this is low, based on the number, okay? But again, it doesn't mean that there are $15 million. Of course, that's not the case. But yeah, it's true that there is going to be a lot of liquidations to the upside from short positions. And that's what the delta is telling us. You can see continue increasing. And that's when it's telling you risk of a short squeeze coming, okay? Now, if we check the spikes to the right, you're going to see, well, we have a few spikes here. I'm not going to lie to you. So, oh, you've seen it there, 61,500. Then you got another one. It's difficult to catch them sometimes. There, 62,200. But then the ones that I was paying more attention to are these, okay? You have one interesting one here at 63,500. And of course, pay attention to this one, 64,100 and 66,150. And those two are the largest ones, okay? All the way to 66,000. But the longest one, as well as that one, is at 64,100. So in my opinion, the short squeeze target area goes to 64,175, and it goes as high, but I doubt we'll get all the way here if it happens, 66,150, okay? I doubt we'll get there. basically because these are short liquidations, and of course, when they start to see price going up and reversing, if that's the case and that happens, then they are gonna close these positions here, and this amount is gonna get vanished. It's gonna get faded away. Okay, it's gonna disappear. So yeah, I think that 64,875 is probably the highest it can go. Okay, and that's maybe around another 5% up, perhaps, I think. So yep, that's going to be quite an interesting thing to keep an eye on for. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that I want to say, guys. Now again, my plan is wait for New York session, see if we hold above the range lows. If that is the case, then I'm gonna open a long, hoping that this is a Monday's false move, because it's been a fast move down, risk of a short squeeze. There were liquidations below it. We've tested the range lows. It seems like a perfect scenario for a Monday false move before a short squeeze. So if we are able to hold above the range lows, entering into New York, then yes, it's probably going to be a very interesting 2 days ahead. Tuesday, Wednesday, perhaps even Thursday, although on Thursday we could see a reversal. It's going to be quite interesting to see some upside momentum, if that's the case. Again, am I being correct? Maybe we lose the range lows, and if that's the case, then all this idea gets invalidated. There is not short squeeze, and we continue dropping lower. So tell me what you think, guys. Quite interesting seeing now your charts. I enjoy seeing your charts, so if you have any chart, then tag me on Twitter, on Telegram, whatever you want. I appreciate it. So that's everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.